Good afternoon to all our followers from Body Mind Soul magazine page as well as on our YouTube channel. Welcome to good afternoon to everyone. Today we are here to talk about and with my guest all the way from Europe, connect with loved ones on the other side. All right. So what are we going to talk about actually when we talk when we are here to discuss connecting with the loved ones on the other side? I think first of all, is it possible to connect with loved ones who have passed on? I feel a lot of us might actually have this question. And also, secondly, what are some of the typical signs from the other dimensions? Have you ever experienced like you have that feeling perhaps there's someone that you love is giving you a message and you're not sure whether that is true or not, or maybe it's just you feeling overthinking. So we are here today with Sylvia Wagner all the way from Europe, and it's early in the morning over there, and she will be joining me shortly. And before we really go into this topic and with my guest, connect with loved ones on the other side, I have good news to share with everyone. So I would love to welcome all of you to join our Telegram channel, which is published on the screen as well as on our comment as well. If you have not joined our Telegram channel, it is time to actually click and join. After experiencing some downfall with a lot of social media platform, we realized that it's time to also officially announce we have launched this quite some time ago, and we're just doing it quietly. And we hope with this Telegram channel we can still continue to impact your life positively, and that is what Body Mind Soul is all about, to impact life positively. And with that, we have consistently shared a lot of different content on our Telegram channel. At the same time, I also wish to share with you our latest volume that published in October has released in our Body Mind Soul community. If you are our community member, make sure it's time for you to grab this because it's all about freedom and celebration. We have something that is coincide with our World Mental Health Day celebrations tomorrow, 10th of October. An article written by a doctor, TCM doctor, all the way from Australia, Depression from Breakdown to Breakthrough. It is a very, very insightful, interesting, personal, as well as inspiring story that comes from Dr. Listia. We also have many doors and many freedoms, from ego to freedom and unconditional love. We have meditation to focus and strengthen, as well as we have another article that tell us how can we face our fears head on, right? So for the many doors and many freedoms, I think I will share with you after we have a discussion with our guest over here. And if this is your very first time joining me or joining us on Body Mind Soul Live Talk, make sure that it's time for you to drop me a hello. And I love to welcome all the hello from the crowd. Let me know where are you tuning in from. And also, if you have any question, it's time for you to also communicate with us. Body Mind Soul always aims to impact your life positively. We always wish that we have this conversation platform, and therefore we created this Body Mind Soul Live Talk, inviting different guests coming on board to talk with us, to share with us their expertise, to let us know some tips, to inspire us to move forward with hope, with love, and definitely with light. So back to today's topic, today discussion, connect with loved one on the other side. If you have questions and there might be someone out there waiting for some answers, today will be the best time because Sylvia is a heart-to-heart communicator, and she will share with us her side of stories and her experience communicating with the loved one on the other side of the veil. Eva, long time didn't see you. Pyong pyong, only my old timer will know to send me heart shape so that I can do this pyong pyong back. Hello, Eva, so long I have not seen you. I hope everything is well at your side, and help me to share out this live talk. Just click the share button. You can share it out on Facebook. You can share it out on YouTube as well. We welcome all the sharing. We wish to invite more people to join this conversation because it's going to be a very interesting conversation that not many have talk about. And a lot of time when we talk about, connecting with the loved one who have passed, I don't know about you, but I grow up with a background that we grieve when we go through that passing. We grieve because we miss our loved ones. At the same time, since young, I have fear to know if my loved one connects with me, the passed on loved one connects with me. So I'm not sure whether, or what is your experience growing up, how do you feel, and what is your concept about connecting with the loved one? Is it possible? And we have Sylvia here to tell us, and what are the signs, what are the typical signs from the other dimension trying to let us know what is going on. And I have Eva. Sorry, I have family matter. I'm fine. How are you, darling Christina? I'm great. Pew, 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 pew. I hope everything is well with you, Eva. Anytime you need any private chat, you know where to find me. You know how to reach out with me, and I welcome you to talk. Yeah. So, without further ado, I think it's time to really welcome Sylvia Wagner all the way from Europe joining us. I'll let her let you know, where is she coming from. Sylvia Wagner, Director of the Golden Space, Europe. Hello, Sylvia.
Good morning from Europe and good afternoon to Asia.
Yes. So, Sylvia, what is the time? What is the morning time over there?
It's 9 o'clock in the morning. Thank you.
Okay, not
Thank you
too
for
bad,
waking me up
not
so
too bad.
early on a Saturday morning. But,
Yes, thank you
it's
so much.
worth it.
Yes,
So,
yes. I definitely, we also hope, we have more viewers that will join with us and ask us any sort of questions. And we do have, I think before we continue with our conversation that we have planned for kind of like plan for our audience, some of the things that you really wanted to share from your heart. But before we go over there, maybe Sylvia, you can share a little bit with us your background, how you get yourself into this.
Thank you, Christina. So originally, I'm a normal person. I'm a foreign language teacher. And, I was attracted to these angel card decks. And my very first one kept telling me, oh, you are a psychic. And I was going like, okay, whatever that is. And then almost 10 years ago, we had a tragic family incident. My cousin, who was only 40 years old, and he was very much into animal welfare, he drowned dramatically in a flooding together with his dog, and he went missing for 10 days.
Mm-hmm.
And then he had been missing for some days, and in the middle of the night, I just woke up and it was like somebody telling me now is your time to talk to him. And I got up in the middle of the night, sat down on my laptop, asked Archangel Michael for protection, and I had a mental conversation with him. And it was really amazing because many of the little facts that he mentioned actually came true. And then I knew, I can do that.
How did you have that mental conversation? Like journal down, or really just sit down, have like
it was
conversation?
like journaling. It's like being in a trance. After when I was reading it, I couldn't even remember that I was writing that. So it's really an interesting feeling that as if somebody had taken over your hands to type. It's really fascinating.
And when was that? Around when was that? Do you remember?
Yeah, about 10 years ago.
Wow. So
And
you have
then
been doing this for 10 years?
Yeah. And then, but the energy of human souls was, I found that night very heavy. And it also made me a little bit scared, to be honest. And I had already started pet communication at the time. And then I decided to practice further with the animals, the living ones and the passed on ones. And then at a later stage, when I went to retreats with you and Master Umesh and everybody at the Golden Space, I became more, confident. I knew how to protect myself and what exactly to do. And Yeah, and yeah, for a few years now, I have been connecting more to human souls.
So, Sylvia, it's very interesting that out of the blue, out of sudden, you just realize you have this gift and you have this talent. Was it really shocking to you on that very night where you have a conversation with your cousins and whatever that your conversation with him, and you read it back and it's true?
Uh-huh.
I
No,
believe,
there is nothing shocking about it. I had that feeling, and my mom always told me she found that I was a very spiritual kid. Well, she called it religious, but actually it was spiritual. And
Mhm.
I had always been fascinated in the topic of death. Whenever one of my grandparents had passed on, I went there, had the coffin opened. I wanted to check, and it was so fascinating for me that from one second to the other, the soul has gone, and there's just this body left. I wanted to understand all of that. I find it,
Mm.
other people run away, but I was the opposite. I went there scrutinizing everything, to find out, okay, what the heck is going on there?
And Silva, through your ever since that episodes, and you started off with pet animals, I
Mhm,
I know you are a very dear. I would say we have invited you on our live talk last year to talk about pet communications, how pet connects with their owners, or their
uh-huh,
fur parents,
uh-huh,
and then you also connect with those pets who have
mhm,
passed on as well,
mhm,
like what you have
mhm,
shared. And later on, that's where you start to connect with human who have passed on, the souls of human who have passed on.
mhm.
Sylvia, what have you along this journey? What is the most realization that you have realized?
You know, um,
Personal, that is very personal to you.
I have found lots of peace in that, because that is the main gift we all get. Me as the medium, and also for the people I work for. Um, the big message is, there is nothing to fear about death. Death is nothing, nothing to be afraid of. It's something natural, this cycle of life. And actually, I keep telling my customers that actually we can learn to die from the animals, because they have so much devotion, and we humans, we are so much afraid of it. Oh my God, what is then? And is everything done then? And actually, all the passed on souls, they just tell me how beautiful it is on the other side, and how happy they are, and there is no pain anymore, and they are free, but they are still learning. And this is like paradise to me. So in my opinion, there is no hell or something, because there is only this other side, which is so beautiful, full of
Oh,
light,
Sylvia,
full of love.
you
Yeah.
know, you know, as you are sharing, it just reminds me of a very personal experience that I have. I
Okay.
think I need to verify with you. So
Okay,
I think
let
I
me
mean
hear.
I yeah, I meditate a lot, because I find meditation helps to calm myself down. It helps to, you know, um, give me that sort of peace that I'm searching for. So
Mhm,
when I found out my friend passed away of heart attack, and he's very young at age, I think 30 plus only. And when I
mhm,
found out, of course, we are very sad. I'm very sad, and I was crying. So I sit down and meditate, hoping that it can calm myself down so that I can continue to work, right? And then
mhm,
in the most interesting thing is, in the meditation,
mhm,
I felt my friend actually came
mhm,
in my meditation, in
mhm.
my vision, and have conversation with me. And
Yeah.
he was telling me what to tell, what to
Mhm,
do, and what exactly to say to another friend who are
mhm,
very dear to him, and also um, when exactly to tell him. The passing soul was telling me when exactly you can
Yeah.
tell him this. You don't
Yeah.
tell him now, you can tell him
When
when.
can he take it?
Yeah. So, and he also shown me, because I was asking how this had happened. Before I connected with him, I was asking him, no, I wasn't asking him. I was asking. I was just simply asking, how can this
Mhm.
happen? What had happened? And he
In
showed
your
me
mind. You did do it in your mind, right? Just
yeah,
mentally. Yeah.
yeah. So when he come to me, come to me, come
Hmm.
to me. I have to use that
Yeah.
word. He was telling me, he was showing me how he fell from the chair over a
Uh-huh.
dinner, and exactly where another dear friend of ours, where is he sitting?
Hmm.
And everything is like as if I am there
Yeah.
watching the whole scenario, watching
Hmm.
how my friends, other friends who are around him, is feeling. I can see how my friends are panicked because don't know
Hmm.
what had happened. And I can see that, he was kind of like, he is, it's so strange to say this, he's like standing next to his
Yeah.
own body and
Body.
just
Uh-huh.
with a smile on his face,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
and he was
Yeah.
telling me this is what had happened, and you need to let our friend know, there's nothing to do with him, I'm
Hmm.
really good, let him blah, blah, blah,
Hmm.
and all the rest of the message. So,
Hmm.
Sylvia, is it everyone has this ability to connect with the loved one who has passed on?
Actually, we
You know,
do. We
I
just need
didn't
to be.
know.
Yeah,
I,
you
I,
have got that
I
gift
didn't.
too. We all have it. And the question is only, do you want to become quiet and calm enough to receive the messages? Are you brave enough to be ready to listen and to feel everything? But actually everyone can do it, and it's so natural. It's our intuition. This is one way of communication, is our heart communication. And like, our intuition is not only in the belly, yeah. It's mostly in the belly, but it's actually all over our body. All our cells are like, always in receiving and and giving mode. So there is
Yes.
permanent exchange of information.
And
Beautiful.
while, yeah, so we hold on with the stories. We have Eva saying hello to you, Sylvia. I think it was quite some
Hi,
time.
dear
I've forgotten
Eva.
to pull it out. And also, Eva, wow, Christina, you was being chosen. I think what Sylvia have answered, everyone is a chosen one.
Exactly.
Yeah, not
and
just
we do
me.
not and we do not sit in a dark room with a crystal ball. You didn't do it either, Christina, right?
Yeah, because I never thought this is some sort of like a mediumship to me. Because in my opinion, right, a mediumship is like, with a crystal ball, and this just sounds so.
This is
It's such
no
it's just
bullshit.
such a old thinking, that we kind of like living in the old world. But I
Yeah.
didn't know it happened to me. I really didn't know it happened to me until I have a conversation like with you right now. Only then I realize, this is what it is. And also, Sylvia, does this also apply to our pets as well? So does our pets communicate with us through this way, especially
Mhm.
those who have passed on?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, just like humans, you get messages from pets. You might know that situation. You look up into the sky and suddenly you see the shape of a cloud, and it looks like a dog or a cat, or a smiling face. Or sometimes I really see a male face and female face, and you just know this is a loved one on the other side who wants to say hello, and you get goosebumps up and down. And or you need to cry because you're so full of love and emotions. And yeah, and you just need to trust. That's it. That is the sign.
Wow. We just need to believe when we get
Yeah.
that voice inside our heart. And this is
Hmm.
what it is. Yeah. Sylvia, you know, can I know, like, in what situation, there will be people coming to you asking for this service to connect with the loved one on the other side?
Mhm. Actually, last night, when I was preparing for the talk today, I went through a lot of protocols. Um, the conversation which I wrote down, with all my perceptions. And actually, I found out that it's all about family. So it's mostly the closest family members that come up to me. And most of them still have these question marks in their mind. There were things that couldn't be resolved, or maybe there was a suicide and no farewell letter, or somebody passed on suddenly and there was no occasion to say goodbye and to exchange your last questions or feelings and whatever you would like to exchange. And these people, they come up to me for a closure. Usually I just connect a single time to a passed on soul, um, as a possibility for the people to find that peace and to get their final answers. I cannot promise that I can give them any answers to their questions. I can only pass on what I get from the other soul, but I cannot
Mm-hmm.
promise to get concrete facts. Some things are very concrete, some messages are very vague and need to be interpreted together. But that's what people are looking for, for that. There is also a lot of guilt, or
Mm.
even from the other side,
Regrets.
yes, regrets.
Regrets.
Also passed on souls, they come up to me because they want to ask forgiveness from
Wow.
uh, from their loved ones who are still alive. That's when they usually come up to me, but that only happens when I know these people personally.
We hold this for a while because we have some comments that I wanted to pull it
Okay.
out. Also, yeah, I want to being communicating with my pets in my mini zoo to calm down myself. I have more
Yeah.
than 30 guinea pigs. Oh my god,
Yes,
Viva!
good. You can come to
Yes.
my pet communication workshop. We can do it in
Oh,
a group or in, private coaching anytime.
oh, that will be fun. We have also Master Umesh H. Nawani sending us
Hello,
a virtual
Master.
hug. Thank you, Master. So,
Thanks.
Sylvia, back to that, that questions. When people comes to you for this communicating or connecting with the loved one that
Yeah.
have passed on, a lot of time they are looking for closure. And can I be very straightforward? Is this
Yeah.
a very like, is this real? Like, is it real or
Is it real? So, Christina,
yes?
everything which is in our mind is real. This is our reality. Everybody has a
Mm,
different reality. It's like, you stand around a big table and everybody is holding the tablecloth with their reality. It's all true.
mm,
The thing
mm.
is your perception. And we have done some experiments in our pet communication workshops. Everybody connects to the same pet and everyone gets different messages, but it's always right and it's always perfect for the person to receive.
Mm, mm,
So
mm.
it is a human thing to judge it. The big thing in this intuitive work is trust. You need to trust your own feelings, your intuition, your gut feelings, and that everybody has that. It's just like a muscle, like in COVID, we have got all these belly fat and stuff. No trained belly. And this is the same with our intuition. If you don't train it, it will it will hang loose.
Yeah, you kind of lose that talent or that skill that you have. And
Yeah.
Sylvia, you know what is, of all the sessions that you have done, right?
Hmm.
What are the things that you see a change in your clients? We focus on those who are alive, that really comes to you. So what is the change that you see in them first?
Well, they are very grateful, and every time I see a person leave me happier than when they came up to me, all desperate and in tears, then I know I have done a good job. And it's not just, telling them anything, just tell them something positive. That's what some people think, you just give them money, they give you a positive message, done. No, it's not like that. This is real. And it's comfort. People need somebody to hold on to. And I was, to be honest, very smashed and sad. It made me sad that a lady came up to me during the pet fair, and she said, she opened up to this soul communication when her pet had passed on, and she would have needed somebody to comfort her. And that is the thing people are looking for. And if people understand more after the soul communication than before, and they say, oh, Sylvia, that makes sense, now I understand, now I can let it go, now I can find peace, and oh my God, I didn't know there was so much love and happiness and even laughter on the other side.
Laughter.
Yes, they, on the other side, they're having fun. The spiritual world is full of fun. We always take it so seriously, angels and all, all serious stuff. No, they are, you can call me crazy, but sometimes, when I have a conversation with my husband and, for example, I complain about something and I know that it's wrong, I can hear them laugh about me. On the other side. You're like, hoo, she's struggling again. So, no, there is, it's such a beautiful world on the other side. You look at your life, you look at your mistakes, your experience, and then you laugh about it, you learn from it, and then you move on.
And that, I think that is something that a lot of us question. Yeah. And also,
I'm also I'm completely a mind person. I went to university as well, and I always wanted to understand with my mind. But the interesting thing, Christina, is once I started this heart communication, for example, even in my workshops, I tell people, here is the book. You have got the physical explanation of quantum physics here. It's not my job to explain it to you. I just trust my intuition, and I share the experience I have with you, and I give you the advice about also communicating lovingly with the people. But here you've got the physics, not my job. But it's there. The proof is there, and science is finding out more and more about that. You just need to Google.
Wow. I think this is very interesting, and we have questions from the floor. Miss Sylvia, how to join a pet workshop? I'm a pet lover. Eva, we will send you the details shortly from Sylvia. Yeah, so we'll definitely connect you with Sylvia. And also, Master Umesh is saying everything is alive, so they are real. We have Kevin that just joined us. Hello, everyone. Hello, Kevin. How is your afternoon? And if you have any questions that you would like to ask Sylvia, who is a pet communicator, who is also the connecting her clients with their loved one that passed on the other side. Sylvia, can I just check with you your experience, when you connect, previously you felt that human it's a rather heavy things for you to do, and that is why you only focus on pets, right? And now you open up yourself to both human as well as pets. So what is the difference, or your experience? Do you have any interesting stories that you can share with us when you connect with a pet soul that has passed on and you connect with a human soul? What are the difference?
So
is there any difference?
Yes, the difference is that, pets, they are only love, unconditional love, and they are so light. And we can see that, just look at your cats and dogs, and, they are like kids, happy, crazy. They always look at you as if you are the most beautiful and wonderful person, whatever you look like in the morning. and you think like, oh my God. And there is so much lightness. And I told you in my very first conversation, humans are such complex beings. And I think that is also due to our brain and all our,
Experience.
painful experience. We carry a lot more traumas, from childhood and also from other lives, if you believe in them. I do. And actually the animals have told me that, that they can come back. They tell, don't worry, I'm gonna come back. Maybe they come back to the same person, to a different person, whatever their job is. So that is the difference. Pets can also have traumas, but they are much lighter. They are not so much in the mind like us, and that makes the energy so heavy.
Mm,
The
mm,
feelings, we all have that emotional backpack, and it doesn't simply disappear when you leave your body. You take away all your experiences back, and this is this heaviness that I experienced. But to be honest, I
mm.
don't feel it anymore when I connect to a human soul on the other side. And what I see mostly is that the pets are usually among pets. So they are having a pet party on the other side. They keep telling me, they can join the humans if they want to, but actually they are in separate areas. And
Okay, separate cafes.
separate sessions. And the humans, but actually they keep telling me the same things, that it's all, that there is happiness and playfulness and beautiful conversations. This telepathy, heart to heart communication, this is the language on the other side. Actually, we can
Mm,
already practice how we can communicate after death. But we do it
mm, mm.
automatically, right? They all tell me this. There's so much light. There is so much love. There's so much lightness. This being together. You're never alone. You are being, welcomed by your parents, by your family, but by everybody everybody you love. And they keep telling me about angels, these beautiful light beings. There is
So,
actually no big difference.
so so it's very against with what I mean, I don't know about you, but in our Asian, I would say in my Chinese or even my personal experience, it comes with a lot of fear, like how I
Mm.
open the live talk, when we talk about connecting with the loved one that has passed on, it comes with a lot of fear. But here
Okay.
you are that have experienced both sides in your own unique way, in your own unique experience. You are sharing that it actually comes with a lot of love, and
Absolutely.
it is not what we think, how
Mm-mm.
we see on the movies and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
Sylvia, based on your experience, after the loved one has moved on, let's say they
Mm-hmm.
have had that closure with
Mm-hmm.
the one who are living on earth, right? Normally, and what is their wish for their family who are still alive? Do they actually come back from time to time?
Mm-hmm. Actually, oh my God, I've got goosebumps now. Actually, they do. They pass by from time to time to check if everybody's fine, and then you might, get that feeling that somebody's holding your hand, or some people tell me, sometimes I feel my dad is standing behind me, having his hand on my shoulder, and I've got goosebumps again. This is so beautiful, so calming, and actually, a lot of passed on souls, especially parents or grandparents, they choose to be our guardian
Guardians?
angels. Yes.
Wow.
But they want us to ask them for advice. They keep telling me, please talk to me. Please ask me for help, because we have got a free will. And if we do not ask them, they will not come to help, and they don't want to interfere. But they keep telling me, I'm there whenever you need me, whenever you want me. And actually, they can help us in a different way, maybe in a better way from the other side than in a physical form. And that is so beautiful.
Sylvia, based on your own experience,
Mm-hmm.
how can us, who might not be so aware, right, who don't really have experience to connect,
Mm-hmm.
how
Mm-hmm.
can we ask, let's say my grandma who have passed on,
Mm-hmm.
for
Mm-hmm.
help? Is there a
Mm-hmm.
steps, or is there something that
It's
we should look
easy.
for?
You just think of her, open up your heart. Maybe you have a beautiful memory of her, a special situation, and then you just, you ask her aloud or in your mind. It's just a thought is a connection, a single thought, and they are there. It's so easy. We always think, we need to learn complicated techniques. Okay, I learned to meditate first, and then I need to ground myself, and then I need to protect myself. But no, you just think of them. It's all about love. It's all about intention. And if you've got a good intention, you just want to have a beautiful connection because you miss them. It's there. It's done. Finished. Easy.
So you are saying, all we need to do is just bring out happy memories that we have with that pass on. And
Mhm.
then just from there, we just ask whatever we wanted to ask, or even have a conversation, let's say, to just
Exactly.
to express, we miss them very much. We hope that, they are doing well. And that's how the connection can establish.
Yes, and you just follow your intuition. If you feel you need to go to the graveyard, it's just the body there. They are not really there. But if you feel this is good for you, you need that, this ritual, you go there. If you feel you need to go to nature, then go ahead. Or if you feel you want to light a candle, the passed on, they love light. If if you light a candle for them, they just love it. This is a beautiful ritual for them to, or you send them good wishes. It all arrives. It's all about energy. This is positive
Mm,
energy.
Will it be any situation where our intuition gone wrong?
My intuition.
Our intuition, or any of the viewers'
If
intuition,
you
it
are too
will it.
much in the mind, then your intuition, the first feeling is always right.
The
Then your
first
mind
feeling.
tells you this cannot be right. So the first thing is correct, second thing is wrong. Because our mind always wants to protect us. Oh, from bad experience, we need to change that. You need to be careful. Oh.
So whatever that comes first.
Yes, the very
The
first
first.
impulse is correct.
And also, we have a second questions that we throw to the floor in the very beginning. What are some of the typical signs from the other dimensions that they are trying to communicate with us?
Mhm,
Maybe
mhm,
Sylvia, you can also let us know a little bit, and also that
mhm,
our viewers in future can pay a little more attention towards it.
mhm. So I've already talked about the faces in the clouds, or all of a sudden you feel you need to look up to the sky. Sometimes you even see the clouds in the shape of an angel, or you see a rainbow. The rainbow is always the connection between Earth and the other side. So this is the
Mm,
bridge. Somebody's making a bridge for you.
mm,
And or you might hear typical sounds. For example, my doggy, she kept sending me the same songs over and over until she came back. And every time I I heard the song. I knew it was from her, and I was in tears, in the middle of the supermarket. Oh, miss my doggy. And this can happen with a person as well, a song that lifts up memories, or maybe that person has a typical smell, a typical perfume. Or in my case, it can be a negative smell, like alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody was addicted to alcohol, I can smell it, and then they come up to me and, they want to apologize, for example. Okay, let's come back to the positive signs. They can send you beautiful objects, like suddenly, a leaf is falling down from a tree, and the leaf is in a heart shape, and you just know, oh, this is so beautiful, a love sign from above. Or you see a feather, you find a
Mm-hmm.
feather. This is also, of course, feathers are from birds, but birds are the messengers from heaven, you know,
Oh.
or from the other side.
Mm. Mm.
And our feathers are also connected to angels, because we
Mm.
always see them with, wings.
Wings. Yeah.
Um, or passed on souls are also connected with butterflies. There is a
I
special
I
area.
was I was about to ask you
Yeah.
butterfly
Yeah.
because my uncle passed on in August,
Uh-huh.
early August. And there was one day out of the blue, Malaysia, that time in August, we are still basically work from home. So I was like confined at home for a very long period. And I just feel like to just go to the garden outside of my house, just inside
Mm-hmm.
the small little
Mm-hmm.
garden next to the car porch. And as I
Mm-hmm.
was standing there, enjoying the sunlight, and suddenly I saw a white butterfly just flew
Beautiful.
around me.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mm-hmm.
I just instantly feel, hey, that's my uncle. It
Yeah.
was it was just instantly, hey, that's my uncle.
Yeah.
And
And
you are
trust it.
right.
Mm-hmm.
You are right. The first thing was, hey, that's my uncle. The second
Mm-hmm.
thing was, hey, you are wrong. You are going crazy.
Yeah, this is a butterfly. This is not my uncle, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So that was exactly what happened. Like
Yeah.
the butterfly was flying around
Mm-hmm.
me, and then it
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
stopped on a plant that is just right next to me. And
Mm-hmm.
then it's somehow like my eyes just can't stop looking at the butterfly.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
Mm-hmm.
there's an eye connection with the
You are
butterfly.
attracted. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm attracted to
It's
connect with
like
that butterfly.
magnetism. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's like I can't really move my legs also. But
Mm-hmm.
of course, it came, hey, that's my uncle. And then the second thought was, hey, you are going crazy. You
Yeah.
know, until just now you were saying every time the first thought came is the right one, and
Yeah.
don't doubt it, trust it.
Yeah.
And what
And
is
tell
the
your mind to keep quiet.
yeah, so what is the, why always is a butterfly? Is it because everyone talks about it, or there is something that you can share?
No, when you look at the culture of, indigenous cultures, like
Mm-hmm.
in Peru or Northern America, you know that the butterflies are connected to the other side. They are also the messengers. Or there's even
Ah,
an area, I can't remember where exactly that is, if it is in Southern America or in Australia somewhere. There is an area which is protected. It's like a
mm-hmm.
sanctuary, and it's full up with millions and millions of butterflies. And they say that this is like a reunion of souls, and you are not allowed
Wow.
to go in there. It's really beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
and
there
as
are
you are
some
sharing,
sign.
yeah,
Mhm.
as you are sharing, I can feel that love as well. It's no longer so much of fear that how we
Good.
used to thought about it. So, but Sylvia, back to something more interesting. I want
Uh-huh.
to really thank you for sharing with us, all the signs. And I wish to also ask the audience if you have any questions or any experiences that you have experienced and you are not sure whether what you experience is real, is true. Do write it down in the comments. Even though you watch this after the live has ended, if you have any question, you can still write it in the comments, and we will connect you with Sylvia later on, and to make sure Sylvia to reply you as well. So Sylvia, um any impactful cases or significant cases that you have connected with or you have had experience before?
So there are two very fascinating cases I had. The one was a very mysterious one where forensic medicine couldn't find out what actually happened, what the cause
Mm-hmm.
of death was. And this lady came up to me to find out what had happened. And um, in that conversation, her dad explained to me what happened, like just like you told us before, with your
Mm-hmm.
friend,
Right.
falling down, and how he felt probably, physically, and when he left the body, etc. So this person was also telling me exactly, what was going on in his body. And then after I had sent her the protocol, she told me, no, now it makes sense to me. you know this kind of soul connection doesn't, you cannot go to court with it and to give it as a proof, but for the person, it's a
For the family
emotional
member.
thing. Yes, for the family member, it is so important to understand and to find that closure and to make peace and to make that final dot, to say, okay, it's all good. It's all good. It was all meant to be. There is nothing was wrong, nothing. So that they feel good about it, that there is no guilt or no questions anymore, so that they can settle it, that everything can settle down and then can move on. And the
Mm.
second one was a suicide. And
Mm-hmm.
actually, I didn't know about that. It was a very young person. And I had, for Christmas, I had the idea or inspiration from above that I should give away 3 soul communications with passed on kids. Because,
Mm.
as a school teacher, I'm very connected to children. And one lady came up to me. She wanted to connect with her son. And
Mm-hmm.
this was a very beautiful conversation. And there was no farewell letter. He had committed suicide. He was not a teenager anymore. But as a mother, this will always be your child.
Yes,
And
yes.
and she didn't tell me that it was a suicide. But the conversation made it very clear
Mm.
what had happened and why. And she wanted to understand why. And he explained it to her that it had nothing to do with her, because as a parent you always feel guilty. Have I not done enough? Have I not talked enough
Care
to him,
enough.
cared
Yeah.
enough?
Mm.
Could I have prevented that, this guilt and shame? But she was so much in tears, and she told me, actually I was a foreigner to her, an unknown person, and she wrote to me, Sylvia, I love you. I love you so much for doing that for me.
So it was a stranger that came to you
Yeah.
because of the Christmas gift that you wanted to
Mm-hmm.
to give
Mm-hmm.
in the spirit of giving.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I see. So it
And
wasn't someone that you don't know
mm-mm,
history, but
mm-mm,
through that communications, through that soul communication, you find out bits by bits of what had happened, and you managed to
exactly.
console the entire relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that is so that
That
is
is such a
beyond words.
was such a gift for me as well. This was like Christmas for me, and I can hardly imagine such a situation. Imagine she has got several children, many children, but still, as a mother, imagine your son commit suicide. And this must be horrible. I keep hearing it. It must be the worst thing for a person if your kid leaves the earth before you.
No
So,
matter in what way. No matter in what way, I'm sure. We have Angel
mhm.
saying hello and good
Angel,
afternoon to
hi.
us. Hi, Angel. We are here to talk about connect with loved ones on the other side. And Sylvia has shared with us a few ways how the other side have been giving us signs and how we can connect with them, how all of us have that gift to have a conversation with all our loved one on the other side. But Sylvia, as
Mhm.
you are sharing the case about the mother who don't know you, and because of your gift, and she managed to have a kind of like a closure as a parent, and can leave that stone that has been on her heart for such a long time at
Mm.
peace. Sylvia, how all these experiences have shaped you personally, and how all these cases that you have connected with make an impact in your life personally. And I would really want to understand this point.
Actually, when I see all these people coming up to me, I didn't have an easy childhood. I
You
was
didn't have
completely
what? Sorry?
an easy childhood. I was
Oh, sorry.
completely traumatized. But when I hear all these stories from people and also about their pets, similar, it's all about kids and family relationship. I become so grateful that I'm so blessed with my life,
Mm-hmm.
that everything is so well, and I still have my loved ones around me. When I see all that pain, and I'm so grateful that I can, calm people down. I can be there for them to make them feel a bit lighter, to understand a bit more. Then, this is such a big gift for me, and I have lost my fear of dying completely, because
Wow.
I understand so much about life and death, and letting go, and and trusting the universe. That I was fascinated in a meditation recently where the practitioner said, the universe is always graceful.
Wow.
And even if we, lose somebody, or if we are in so much pain and struggle, and we remember that the universe is graceful, and what else could be, what the universe still keeps away from you, then, this can make you happy and grateful and peaceful.
Wow. As you are sharing, I can really feel that, that kind of gratitude, that love and that light, um, and how your view are with death. Not many openly say it in this format, and I believe through this entire journey of connecting with the loved one on the other side, it also heals you in a way. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's where how all these feelings are surfacing out, and we can feel it. And also to connect with the loved one of the most benefits for those who are still alive is definitely a proper closure, and
Hmm.
some answers sometimes that they seek for might be able to answer. Of course, like what you say, it's not really something that you can promise, because it
Hmm.
depends on the entire conversation or at that
Yeah,
time. And we
I
do
can
have
only promise I give my best.
yes, we have Amy, saying thank you for your
Hi,
sharing.
Amy.
And yeah, so thank you so much for sharing with us so many things. And I really want to welcome all the viewers who perhaps you are a little shy to type in the comment here to ask Sylvia directly. You can also write to Sylvia on Sylvia email, sylvia.wagner@thegolden space.eu. EU is Europe. You can write
Hmm.
to her if you have any other questions. And also, it was a very, very beautiful conversation that we just had today, connecting with the loved one on the other side of the world, where I want to say thank you to Sylvia for sharing with us the other perspective of death, and the other perspective of connecting with the loved one, that is totally opposite of fear, because it
Good.
is all about love, it is all about lightness, it is all about gracefulness, like what you say, the universe is always graceful. And also, it kind of calm or comfort those who are still living here, even though we are going through the grief, like you say, we feel the pain, we feel the grief, we miss our loved ones, but it helped us to live our life in a more light way, in a more lightness. And somehow, like your stories about the mother kind of lifted up the heavy stone inside her heart. I guess this is something that only you, when you are there and you experience it, I'm sure it touched your heart a lot.
Yeah, and it also gives your life really a meaning. I think COVID has helped us also to see how fast this earthly life can be over.
Hmm.
From one day
And
to the next.
how
Yeah.
sudden it can be.
Yes, so we should really live in the moment and enjoy and hug and touch our loved ones as much as we can without fear. Of course, you can use your masks and your disinfections, whatever.
SOP.
But
Yes.
this is something human. A human need is being touched, a physical touch, or this look into your parents or your children's eye and tell them how much you love them and how grateful you are to be with them, because you never
Mm,
know if this could be your last goodbye. We never
mm,
know. And
mm.
I've seen so many people not having a chance to exchange these last words, or for
Last
example,
farewell. Last farewell.
yeah, like you have also experienced so many cases in Indonesia or Malaysia where, parents were sick and their children couldn't even come to see them.
Mm,
So
mm,
that's also where I come in. I can also get in touch with living souls, but I need the consent of the family, because this is something
mm.
very intimate, very private.
And it can be done over
A
Zoom, like
distance.
a online session, virtual
Well,
session,
actually,
right?
not. I don't do it live because I'm an empath. I feel everybody around me. So imagine I'm in a Zoom with the whole family. I don't know where this comes from. So I talk to the person, the living one before, or to the family. Then I take my time to write my protocol to connect to the past also, for example, or also some difficult cases with a living soul. And then we exchange ideas whenever people are ready emotionally, because it also needs time to digest the information that you get.
Mm,
And
mm,
whenever they are
mm.
ready, we
And
can
we
Zoom and re-talk about it.
I see. We have Angel asking, do you have private session with people? Thank you. And I believe, Angel, we will also connect with you and let you know that Sylvia has private session with people as well. And not just with people, Silver does private session with first parents as well, to connect the human with the animal as well. So Angel, we will write to you very, very soon. And do watch out for us when we drop you a message on Facebook, or if you don't mind, you can always WhatsApp us on our WhatsApp, Body Mind Soul Magazine WhatsApp, and from there we can connect with you. Or you can also write to Sylvia Wagner on the email address above. Yeah. So any way that you wish to connect with us, we welcome. And of course, thank you, Sylvia, so much. You have given us that piece of puzzle that a lot of us been asking question about. And a lot of us might have gotten that sign or gotten that messages from our loved ones, but we just choose to ignore it. So with that, I would say thank you so much for joining with us today, and have a very good morning over there for you. And to all our viewers, a very good evening, and we hope you have a great a good what do you call that, weekend. At the same time, on top of what Sylvia have shared about the passed on, or you call that the after death experience, we have also an article, Sylvia, just to let you know. Maybe you can share with any of your clients, written by
Mhm.
Vivian Law, her own personal near death experience, how she
Wow.
experienced the other side of death, when she sort of leave her body. So it was many doors, many freedoms, the journey from wisdom to freedom on a road less traveled. And this is published on our latest volume, volume 30, available on our platform. So with that, I would say thank you so much, Sylvia, and I hope you have a great rest after this also. With that, thank you everyone, and have a good bye.
Thank you, Christina, for the invitation.